Yo, what the fuck is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and here today, y'all, I'm here for Favorite Non-Metal Albums Part 2. I have a pretty solid list here. So, these are just some of my favorite albums that aren't metal music, because you guys know me. I had a metal phase for quite a few years, especially in the late 2010s, around 2017 and 2018. But I've always been a fan of other genres outside of metal before I even got into metal in the late 2010s. So, yeah, I was a fan of rap and hip-hop, pop and R&B and country back in my preteen and teenage years and all that. And even childhood days, too. So, yeah, love different genres of music. Got a pretty good and diverse list here. So, let's go and get started, everyone. Alright, y'all, so I'm kicking off this list with a strong album, and it is one of the albums that I recently reviewed, and that is King by T.I. My all-time favorite T.I. album. Just a really good album, and it's the soundtrack to the film ATL, which starred T.I., so this is the soundtrack album to that film, and I think it's a great combination, the film and the album, because it's a great combination. Good movie, very good album. So yeah, this album was really good. It's my all-time favorite T.I. album. I grew up with this era of T.I. So yeah, you had songs like Front Back with UGK, What You Know, Live in the Sky with Jamie Foxx, Ride With Me, Why You Wanna, Undertaker, Bankhead, Told You So, Stand Up Guy. Just a lot of good songs off of King by T.I. So, definitely worthy of being on here. I fucking love this album. I'll never quit praising this album because it's really, really good. Dope album. One of my favorite albums from my childhood days. Good shit here, y'all. So, next album is going to be Release Therapy by Ludacris. Another good album that I grew up with. So, yeah. Another one of my favorite rap albums, and my favorite Ludacris album. Also, along with Ludacris, I discovered Ludacris in the late 2000s. So yeah, a lot of good songs on this album, like Money Maker featured Pharrell Williams, Grip is Grip with Young Jeezy, Girls Gone Wild, of course, War with God, that was a good song. Slap was a good one. Runaway Love with Mary J. Blige. So yeah, Release Therapy, definitely a good album by Ludacris, and I think it's quite underrated. Yeah, it had some big hits like Money Maker, which is probably the biggest song on the album, but it's still a really good album overall, and just pretty underrated, if you ask me, despite it being an album that had some big stuff back in the day. I still think it's a underrated album. So yeah, Release Therapy, though, definitely another album that deserves to be here because it's a really good album again. So the next one is going to be Emancipation of Mimi by Mariah Carey. This was Mariah Carey's comeback album in 2005. Just really love this album. I think it's at Mariah at her best, to be honest, because she takes a full aim at R&B here, and it's just amazing songs. It's like that, Shake It Off, We Belong Together, One and Only, and just many other good songs. So, The Emancipation of Mimi by Mariah Carey. I love this album. It's my all-time favorite Mariah Carey album. It's just amazing. And just one of the best R&B albums of the 2000s. I love this album a lot. It's amazing. Definitely a good comeback album from Mariah Carey. Good stuff here, y'all. Next album in the list is going to be Doubt Me Now by Lil Wyte. This was Lil Wyte's debut solo album, released in 2003, because like I said in my top 10 Lil Wyte songs video, Lil Wyte was in a rap group, but I don't remember the name of the group. But he did make some stuff with 3 6 Mafia here and there. Lil Wyte did. Those are some good memories. So yeah, Doubt Me Now with Lil Wyte. Definitely a dope album from Lil Wyte. You got a lot of good songs like the album's title track, Doubt Me Now, My Smoking Song, Come Your Direction, Oxycontin, 10 Toes Tall, Crash the Club remix featuring Juvenile, We Ain't Playing, Get High to This, just shit tons of dope songs. So yeah, definitely a dope album for Lil Wyte and really good. So I would definitely check it out, y'all. Good stuff here. Next album is going to be When the Sun Goes Down by Selena Gomez and The Scene. This is my favorite album from Selena Gomez and The Scene. Just a really good album. You had songs like the album title track When the Sun Goes Down, Who Says, Love You Like a Love Song, and Middle of Nowhere. That's a great song. So yeah, tons of good songs on this album. So Selena Gomez and The Scene, When the Sun Goes Down. Unfortunately, this was their final studio album before they disbanded, but I still think it's an amazing album and my favorite album from Selena Gomez and The Scene, even though all three studio albums are great. So next one is going to be The Fame Monster by Lady Gaga. I know this isn't necessarily a studio album, but I still thought it was a great contender to have on here because it's a good EP and just one of my favorite EPs in general. Just a really good one here. A lot of good songs like Monster, Dance in the Dark, So Happy I Could Die, Telephone with Beyonce, Bad Romance, Alejandro, Speechless. The only song I didn't really like on this EP, to be honest, was the closing track, Teeth. I just don't like that song. I just find it generic, and I just don't like the way Lady Gaga's singing it either. I just don't like that song. It's not horrible, it's just a song that I don't like off that EP. But other than that, though, The Fame Monster is a really good EP. Just really good stuff. So next is going to be the self-titled album by Demi Lovato, released in the year 2013. I love this album a lot. It's my favorite Demi Lovato album of all time. I just think Demi showed that she can be a pop star and a rock star, like at the same time, because before the early 2010s she was making that pop rock stuff. While I'm a fan of it, I think Demi was her best at her self-titled album. I mean, I like Demi's rock stuff, don't get me wrong, but I think her self-titled 2013 album is her best album because it had a lot of amazing songs like Heart Attack, Made in the USA, Without the Love, Nightingale, Shouldn't Come Back, Warrior. Just an amazing album. For real, this is one of the best pop albums ever, honestly. I love this album, it's amazing. Good stuff here, for sure. Amazing album from Demi Lovato. Next is going to be The Best Damn Thing by Avril Lavigne. I think this is such an over-hated album. I don't get to hate for this album at all, because I think it's a good album, in my opinion. You got songs like Hot, The Best Damn Thing, which is the album's title track, When You're Gone, Girlfriend, which was the big hit off the album. Yeah, an overplayed song, but still a good one. Keep Holding On was a good song. Innocence was a good one. So yeah, The Best Damn Thing, it's a good album. I admit it has its pop rock ballads like When You're Gone, Innocence, and Keep Holding On. Those are like the ballads off the album, but it's still a good album though, so I just don't get to hate for this album because it's really good and just amazing. Good stuff here from Avril Lavigne. Next album is going to be Convicted or Convict by Akon. Good album, my favorite Akon album, just really good. A lot of good songs like Blown Away with Styles P, Smack That with Eminem, I Wanna Fuck You with Snoop Dogg, Don't Matter, which was a really good closing track, Never Took the Time, Tired of Running. So yeah, Convict or Convicted, however you want to say it, by Akon, definitely a really good album, and I just miss Akon, really good singer. So yeah, good stuff by Akon here. Next album was be Future Sex Love Sounds by Justin Timberlake. Another good album released in 2006. My all-time favorite album from Justin Timberlake. I recently reviewed this album on the channel a while back. Good album. So yeah, a lot of good songs like My Love with T.I., Sexy Ladies, Summer Love, What Goes Around Comes Around, Love Stoned I Think She Knows, Chop Me Up with Timbaland and 3 6 Mafia, Sexy Back with Timbaland. So yeah, lots of good stuff on Future Sex Love Sounds by Justin Timberlake. this album never gets old. You can listen to any song off of it and just enjoy it. It's just a really dope album and one of my favorite pop/R&B albums ever, to be honest. Just a really dope album. And hopefully we'll get a sequel to this album eventually, because I heard a rumor about that. So if that's true, then that's awesome, because the original album in 2006 is fucking great. So I had to put it here, guys. Amazing stuff. Next album is going to be The High Road by JoJo. Another good album in 2006. While I think JoJo's self-titled debut album is a really good debut album in 2004, I think her follow-up album, The High Road in 2006, was an improvement. I think the first album, 2004, like I'm saying, was good, but I think her sophomore follow-up album, The High Road from 2006, is even much better. You get songs like Too Little Too Late, This Time, Anything, Note to God. The album's title track, The High Road, was really good. The Way You Do Me. So, yeah, lots of good songs on The High Road by JoJo. Amazing album, and just shows that she's an amazing talent. And it's just a shame that her record label fucked her over after this, because she has 2 unreleased albums and songs from those albums as well that never got released. But yeah, after this album, she was fucked over by a record label, and I just think it really sucks, because her first 2 albums were really good. But yeah, the album making the list though is The High Road. Just a really amazing album. Next is going to be Good Girl Gone Bad by Rihanna. This is from 2007. My favorite Rihanna album. I just think this is Rihanna at her very best. Yes, she has other good albums, don't get me wrong, but I think Good Girl Gone Bad is Rihanna's #1 best album. And just a really good album in general. Had songs like Umbrella, Rehab, Shut Up and Drive, Hate That I Love You featuring Neo. Amazing song, one of my favorites on the album. You also had the reloaded version with 3 extra songs, those being Disturbia, Take a Bow, and If I Never See Your Face Again with Maroon 5. So, yeah, this album in general, no matter the version, standard version, reloaded version, either way, just a really amazing album. And like I'm saying, Rihanna at her very best. Good stuff here from Rihanna. So the next album is going to be Some Hearts by Carrie Underwood. It's not my #1 favorite Carrie Underwood album, but I still thought I would put it on here because it is a good album still. You had songs like the album's title track, Some Hearts, Wasted, Jesus Take the Wheel. Don't Forget to Remember Me, and many other good songs. So yeah, Some Hearts by Carrie Underwood, definitely a really good album from Carrie. Even though it's not my #1 favorite album from her, because I think she has better albums, including 2012's Blown Away album. But however, Some Hearts, still a good album from Carrie Underwood. So the next album is Dangerous Woman by Ariana Grande from 2016. This is my all-time favorite Ariana Grande album. I love this album a lot. You got a lot of good songs like Dangerous Woman, which is the album's title track. Side to Side with Nicki Minaj. Yes, it's an overrated and overplayed song, but I still like that song. Sometimes it's really good. Touch It. Moonlight, which is definitely an underrated Ariana Grande song. Let Me Love You with Lil Wayne was great. Into You was a good song. Be Alright was good. So yeah, you had a lot of amazing songs off of Dangerous Woman by Ariana Grande. I just think it's an amazing album in general. So definitely makes the list, guys. So the next album is going to be the Marshall Mathers LP by Eminem. This is probably my #1 favorite album by Eminem. Either this album or the Eminem Show. Just really good albums. But I went with the Marshall Mathers LP from 2000 in this list, because it's an iconic album. It meant a lot to rap and hip-hop in the 2000s, and it still does 23 years later. Damn, it's hard to believe it's been that long, because I was a kid when I first heard Eminem. Now, I'm an adult. So, yeah, just really good memories with this album. We had a lot of good songs like I'm Back, The Real Slim Shady, and you also had Kim on this album. Bitch Please 2 was on this album. So yeah, a lot of good songs off of this album by Eminem. So definitely an iconic album in hip-hop in general. Just dope stuff from Eminem. Definitely one of his best, for sure. So the next album is going to be R.E.D. by Neo. this was a really good album. I really do like this album a lot. It's probably my #1 favorite Ne-Yo album. It's just a really diverse album from Ne-Yo. You have your pop songs and then you have your R&B songs, and I just think that's a very amazing thing of Ne-Yo because it's a good album. You have songs like the song Lazy Love was really good. Don't Make 'Em Like You with Wiz Khalifa was dope. Be the One was a good song off of this album. Of course, you got the big song Let Me Love You Until You Learn to Love Yourself. That was a good song from R.E.D. by Ne-Yo. You also had the deluxe version, which had some good songs like Should Be You with Diddy and Fabulous. That was a good song. Also did like Let's Go. That was also one of the deluxe bonus tracks. So yeah, R.E.D., it's just an amazing Ne-Yo album, and I just love how diverse it is with this album. R&B songs and pop songs, just a really good selection for Ne-Yo. Amazing album, definitely one of his best for sure, and I think it's an underrated album as well, for sure. Good stuff though. Next album in the list is me Teenage Dream by Katy Perry. I love this album a lot. It's my #1 and favorite Katy Perry album of all time. You had a lot of good songs like the album Side Attack, Teenage Dream, Last Friday Night TGIF. My favorite and personal Katy Perry song would be California Girls with Snoop Dogg, Firework, The One That Got Away, E.T., Circle the Drain, Hummingbird Heartbeat. Just amazing album. A lot of good stuff on it. So yeah, I love this album, and it'll always remain my favorite Katy Perry album. It's good stuff here, y'all. So the next album on the list is going to be Back to Basics by Christina Aguilera. This is a double album. You have some good songs on it, like Ain't No Other Man, Hurt, and many other good songs. I'm forgetting a lot of the song names because it's been a little bit since I've listened to any of this stuff from Christina. But yeah, it's a good double album though for sure, so I thought I'd put it on here. Alright y'all, so the next album in the list is going to be Fearless by Taylor Swift. This is the album released in 2008. So yeah, I'm not really much of a fan of Taylor Swift anymore because I did outgrow her music like in 2021. But I still think Fearless is definitely one of her best albums. It's just a really good album. You had songs like the album Soundtrack Fearless, Love Story, Hey Stephen, White Horse, Change. Definitely an amazing album. Closing track for sure. Good song. Also, you had Breathe on here with Kobe Calais. So yeah, Fearless is just a really good album. Despite how I feel about Taylor Swift's music nowadays, I still wanted to put that album on the list because it's a good album from Taylor. Alright y'all, so the last album making the list is going to be Most Known Unknown by 3 6 Mafia. I had to put another rap album on here and a 3 6 Mafia album on here because 3 6 Mafia, they're one of my all-time favorite rap and hip-hop groups of all time. So I had to put them on here. This album was dope. You had a lot of good songs like Stay Fly with Young Buck and 8 Ball and MJG, Side to Side. You also had the remix of Stay Fly on this album. Body Parts 3 was dope. Of course, Poppin' My Collar, dope song. Love that one as well. So yeah, shit tons of good songs off of this 3 6 Mafia album. And I think it's one of their best albums. I know it's not the full lineup. You only had 4 members on this album. DJ Paul, Juicy J, Lord Infamous, and Crunchy Black. Only 4 members of the 6 members. But I still thought it's a dope album. So yeah, guys, this is going to be my list for favorite non-metal albums part 2. Hope you guys enjoyed it. God bless you guys. Let me know some of y'all's favorite albums outside of metal and rock. So yeah, y'all, I'll see y'all next time. Peace.